are live in effect. It is Thursday, and we got a lot to talk about, you guys, because we're getting closer to football season. I don't know if you can smell it or hear it, the grass getting cut, but it's almost showtime. We got a hell of a show lined up for you tonight. I got my brother on, somebody I've known since I was 17, 18 years old. He was a bad man on the football field in his prep days, and then guys went on right away to become one of the best wide receiver coaches in the game, one of the best recruiters in the game, and that is none other than the great Cedric Cormier. But let me get to my guy that holds me down from St. Louis every Thursday. What's going on, Guru?
I'm chilling. We on with 14. It's going to be a good one. All right, you know what it is, man. We on with 1-4, man. It's going to be a good one.
Right on.
It's going to be a good one, baby. So let's get into it. Let's not hold back. I know we'll have a lot of athletes tuning in tonight. I know we'll have some parents, coaches that want the sauce, want to find out what's going on in the college football industry, because there's definitely a lot to talk about. This gentleman, like I said, I've known for years. Right now, he is the decision maker as far as who is in the receiver room at New Mexico State. And he was, like I said, a bad punt returner and wide receiver himself. And that is none other than the great Coach Cedric Cormier. What's going on, Cell Block?
Wow, T, man, it's all good, brother. I appreciate you having me, like usual. Hey, we've been rocking with this one for a minute.
Oh, man, dude, this has been a labor of love, and you always hold me down, man, so I appreciate you, and I know we got some good info tonight, so let's get into it, man. Coach Wood, you got the Guru, you got Coach Cormier with you. So first topic, if you're joining us for the first time, all the topics are on the bottom ticker, and this one is one I wanted to get into, man, because I know your alma mater is making you proud. Obviously, you're a proud alum of North Shore High in Houston, and it's just been amazing to me the legacy of winning, the legacy of great talent that has come out of the school set. And in a day and age where so many private schools are poaching kids that would be at a school like North Shore, they're winning all the state championships. North Shore is tried and true. So I wanted to ask you, man, what's the sauce? What's the secret recipe to this public school in Houston always being great?
So first off, man, like I said, I went to the old North Shore. I went to the original one. We were on there, the very first playoff team that the school had never had. We'd never been to playoffs ever at the school. I was on the very first one, and we made it there those 3 years. And to see where it's grown to now, I mean, now it's amazing, man. So it's like a whole nother world. So I look at it too from an amazing standpoint. Like, man, these guys, this is cool to see kind of how it grew, because that's not the North Shore I went to.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? There's a lot more kids there now, a lot more community. Now the support was always there, but now it's year round. They run it like a college now, you know. And it's cool to see. They got a lot more coaches than we had, and a lot more resources, but. Man, at the end of the day, man, it's the off-season commitment they have over there. I mean, we used to have a deal, and they still go by this. It's called earn the right to win. That's the one thing that's tried and true over the time, and it's all about the off-season commitment. I mean, them kids, you can go over there right now in the middle of July on a Tuesday morning, and you'll see 300, 400 kids out there on the field going at it, competing with each other. And it's to the point now where the parents are going to make sure, hey, you know, you got to be there on this time, or your boy is going to get you over, you know, you're going to get your spot took. I mean, it's literally like college now over there. Yeah. So it's more so the off-season commitment and understanding, man, you got to earn the right to win. It don't just happen in December, you know, it's for us to go to state. Like, we earn that year-round. So it's a year-round machine now.
Why do you think kids that are talented, because obviously you see these kids coming up through Little League, why do you think they're still willing to go to North Shore than go to a private school?
Well, they're going to go over there because, first of all, everybody wants to go where you're winning at.
Yeah.
You know, and it's everyone loves winners, so everyone wants to go part of it. You're guaranteed to pretty much be playing in December every year. You know, you're going to You're gonna play you're gonna be on a national stage all the time there. So guys still want to go to winners, and then it just comes out to the community support. You go by there and you see what the guys doing. It's just a good vibe. Things you want to be around that.
I mean, Q, you're right there in Houston. I know you didn't play high school ball there, but do you think it's smart for a young recruit to still go to a public school like North Shore?
Well, absolutely, man. I mean, I look at North Shore, man, just like my school back home in Hazelwood East, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, T, you saw the clip, there was on Instagram a couple of days ago about our program. What I love about North Shore is a lot of times, man, as I always say about public schools, it's the community, right? So these kids are playing for themselves, but they playing for the community. And also, too, these programs like this, same as mine back home, they built off of brothers and cousins, right? They built off of these programs. You can't get a program like this. These programs are built off of bloodlines. You start going back, it's everybody's uncle, they cousin, they dad. So that's why nobody.
So that still exists.
Oh, absolutely. That's why nobody's thinking about going private, because it's like if you a dog in that community, it's your duty to ball for North Shore. I don't care if IMG does call or whoever does call. We right here because again, my dad, my uncle, my cousin, my brothers, everybody ball here. This is what we do.
Okay. All right.
So he said it right there. I remember, I'm gonna give you a name. You remember my guy Tiki Hardeman? Whenever I was coming to high school, went to A&M. Well, to Q's point, his son, DeAndre Hardeman Jr., he's a freshman now at Rice. He was just the starting running back for the last 3 years. So
it's bloodlines, man.
Yeah, and it was understood. He just was a 3-year starter. Now he's going to Rice.
Just like that.
So there you go. So they have a system in place, and it's a family affair at some of these public schools. So some of you guys are wondering, how are these public schools still surviving? In Texas, you got a school like North Shore where these kids have come up through the system and want to play there because they know they're going to win and go to college. So good point right there, you guys. We are on to our next topic, and this one was good, man, because I know you guys are getting ready to go to camp, and I've always admired Coach Cormier, how you handle your athletes. I know that you love them, but you're not going to take it easy on them, and you want them to develop and come ready to play. So as you get ready for another training camp, I wanted to ask you, when you think of the newcomers, the freshmen and the portal kids, what's a fair expectation as far as how they should arrive, maybe their demeanor, their effort, their mindset? What's a fair expectation of a D1 kid coming to camp?
Well, the first thing you want to, when they first get there and you watching them move around and get around guys, you want to feel that the traits match up with what you recruited. Like the traits you saw that you liked about him, you're hoping and you're looking at to see, does that still match? Is that still the same guy that when we brought him in for recruiting visit, does that still match what we saw on film? And they're doing the same thing with us. So they're checking us out at the same time. So it's a filling out process. But for us as a coach, I want to see, man, is he still that guy? If we thought he was physical, is he going to be a physical guy? If he's fast, let's see if he's fast. Let's make sure he's still playing at that level. And then another one, man, is this conditioning. See what kind of shape they're in. What kind of shape you're going to have to get the guy in. Because, some guys can go work out all day long and whatnot. Some guys are going to take a little time. Like, man, once he gets his body in shape, his ceiling's real high. So you look at the conditioning part about it, and then at the end of the day, you want to see how they gel with others. Like, how do they compete? Come out there ready to compete. If you recruited a dog, you say you want a guy to come in and compete, let's do it. Come out there and go compete in everything that you do. And I think that's the whole thing, man. Coming out there in some type of shape and seeing kind of how they gel with others. Okay, is he going to be a guy that's going to stand in the back? Is he going to get up there and, be a competitive guy and be dapping each other, asking questions or whatnot? Because at the end of the day, your expectations is when everybody wants to play. So when you bring that guy in, you want him to feel like he has every opportunity to play. And it doesn't just happen in those practice reps in the fall. It's like when you first get there in the summer, how is he adapting to getting out there competing, being the front line type of guy?
I love it right there. So some of you young athletes just got to campus. Your coach is expecting. He wants you to compete. He wants you to look like the guy that he saw on film. Q, these guys are getting a lot of money nowadays, man. They pulling up in Hellcats and Mercedes and everything. What should these coaches be able to expect when they pulling up the kids pulling up to Penn State training camp?
Well, no, I would say, man, everything that the coach just said. I would say accountability, would be at the top of my list, and that's a good thing too, especially if they're a high rated recruit that you've brought in. Is what Coach said is how well do they gel? What type of a teammate are you gonna be to the rest of my guys? Because that's a really, really big deal. Because we got to gel fast. Coaches is saying even just before we went live about how fast everything goes now, even from our era, and the preparation has to be that much more intense. Right. So we don't have time to be bringing in a guy that, even if he's talented, he's a headache and he's not gelling with the rest of, kids that we bringing in as far as freshmen or any of our guys that are already there. We have to figure out how to gel immediately because we got to get installed and we got everything that we got things to do. And we really don't have time for you to get in shape neat. We don't have time, any of that. Everything. That's the thing about this era of football. Everything is now. Everything is today. Right, everything is today, So that's something I really would be, would be looking for.
Okay, so right there, you guys hear it. Both of them said you better come to training camp condition, and you better come ready to learn and be ready to compete. So appreciate you guys sharing that right there. We're on with the great Coach Cedric Cormier, wide receiver coach, New Mexico State, dear friend of mine, family member, and he's also the passing game coordinator too, you guys. Amazing recruiter as well. So I wanted to talk to you, Sid, about the recruiting side of things. Obviously, Coach Sanchez is the head man there, and nothing's going to go through without him knowing about it. But every school has a different recruiting philosophy. And I know that you've experienced different philosophies from your days coaching. Talk to me about New Mexico State. When you look at your receiver room, are all these guys that you officially signed off on yourself, or did other coaches recruit these guys, or did Coach Sanchez say, hey, I want that guy?
For the most part, T, I'd say they're all mine. Now, at the end of the day, the head coach still has to green light all the guys. It still kind of goes through the head coach. But for the most part, I'd say, for my room and just for everyone else on our staff now, we've kind of drifted towards that. In this day and age with the portal, and it used to be, you bring in. I brought in 6 receivers, and that'll be starting up this fall, and 5 of them were transfers. So one guy was high school. So wow. I'm the one that have to go out. I have to go personally. It's a lot different now. You're recruiting that guy. You're on the phone with him. You're going to see him at his apartment or his college, and you're sitting down chopping up with him there versus going to see that high school kid and you sit down in his living room with his parents, his grandmother, his grandfather, doing it there. So it's just totally different type of recruiting philosophy. So at the end of the day, Coach Sanchez has the green light, but for the most part, they'll be my guys that I chose.
Guys that you chose. Is that how it is amongst most schools across the country? Or is it like, hey, no, you don't get to pick your guys. Coach is picking them.
It's moved towards that. So, and I haven't experienced it yet, but I do know where I've seen it where, the head coach picks the guys and whatnot. But what's happening now in college football, it's the front office. It's like an NFL model. So you're getting the general manager, the player personnel. It's a whole recruiting department, your scouting department. And you look at some of the colleges across the country now, everyone's going to that. And you're seeing guys are getting jobs. They're running a full-fledged scouting department. So by the time that kid gets on your desk, he's already been vetted by – it's like the NFL model. It's literally NFL model. That kid's already been vetted, and now you're on the phone with him. And this is your list of guys you're recruiting. So I have seen it. I know it's going towards that a little bit. I have not experienced it yet, but I do know guys that have done it.
Okay, so that's very interesting. Q, what do you think, man? If you're the wide receiver coach at Michigan, do you think you should be able to pick your groceries, or is it bigger than you?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, man, you have a solid staff as a head coach, man. You got trust in your guys and your staff. Absolutely, man. I'm going with with who my guys pick, man, and we gonna get who we got and roll with it, man. And the key is getting these kids, man, again, immediately to come in immediately and be ready physically, but then to buy into what our philosophy is for our particular program. But I'm definitely trusting my guys, man, to bring in some solid kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right there, Guru saying he's gonna let his position coaches
Definitely.
go around the country and choose who they want. So that's good right there. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and once again got the great Coach Cedric Cormier, and I was excited to talk to you, Ced. This off season, and you're making moves, and you got a chance to go down to the Bengals. And be a part of the Bill Walsh Diversity program. And I wanted to ask you, man, because the NFL deal is different than the college deal. What was the main takeaway that you had? Give me a coaching thing that impressed you or that you learned, and then give me who impressed you on the football field.
Man, first of all, it was an awesome experience, man. It was something that, I was out there, I'm rubbing elbows. It's the best of the best. That's the number one passing attack in the world. You know what I mean? Right now. Man, and just to kind of sit there and be around those guys and watch them work, man, that was second to none. That was second to none. So the first part of your question, and I'll get to the second part about, the players that stuck out. Man, I think the one thing that stuck out the most, man, is staying innovative. Just staying innovative, staying on the cutting edge of everything. Been around those guys. And just trying to find ways to keep your guys motivated, just because the X's and O's are the X's and O's. It's all ball. It's all ball. You're not worried about such and such's grades or he was late to the workout this morning. That stuff that doesn't happen. So that's the least of your worries now. It's all ball, so those guys don't have to worry about that. So that was the biggest takeaway I got from it, where it's all ball. So now you got to keep ways to keep yourself. Stay on the cutting edge, stay innovative, like I said, and find ways to motivate those players to kind of do their job. At the same time, how do you still got to push their buttons, and whatnot, because not everyone's just hopping out of bed ready to go every day.
Yeah.
So that was the part I kind of took away from it, man. And then player wise, man, that two-headed monster wideout. Man, sitting there with Chase and Higgins. And watching them go to work every day, like they were going to work as if they were getting ready to go play against the Ravens that weekend.
Yeah,
watching them dudes run full speed routes on air, 7-on-7, dominating red zone. Just dominating on everything now, man. And Burrow's going. So that was impressive to watch that.
So even though it was a mini camp, you still felt there was some competition there?
Oh yeah. No, it was full-fledged competition. This thing started routes on air. I'm watching these dudes run routes on air, T and Q in the rain. It was drizzling. And I came back, I was so blown away when I told my guys, it was drizzling. And they had every reason. These two guys, they the best of the best. They had every reason to say, I'm going to take it easy. No, I'm good. They're out there on grass running those routes full speed, toe dragging on the sideline. Yeah. And I was blown away by that. I was blown away by that day.
But if you think about it, Coach, that's why they the best of the best.
Yeah, exactly.
T every now and then, I'll go back, to our show with Ronnie Lott, and he was telling that story with Jerry Rice, man. He be catching 100 balls after practice every damn day. Every day. So that's what makes you the best. This is after a while. It's like this in some cases, especially playing Power 5 Division I, but especially on the NFL level, it's the talent kind of levels out. It comes down to who's going to outwork who, right? Okay. That's what it's going to come down to. Everybody's dope. Everybody's nice. It's going to be, like you said, who's going to run, routes on air. They doing that after practice. They doing that with their trainer. That it doesn't stop. There is no break. Not when you want to be the best, right? You can go to the league and be an average guy, or you want to be the guy. And that's where it separates it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's amazing, man. And I'm glad you got that opportunity. It sounds like it was great. And I'm sure the NFL's keeping their eye on you, too. Speaking of some superstars coming on through, the great Jerry Criswell, Aaron Criswell's father, says, "Thank you, Coach Wood and Cormier, for mentoring my son, Aaron. I wish you both the best. We love you."
Shout out to the Criswells, man.
Criswell, Jerry, and your beautiful wife and your son. And I know you got a grandson, so thank you for tapping in. And you guys, Coach Cormier got to coach one of my kids when he was at UNLV that went to my alma mater, Reardon High School, and they love Coach Cormier. We also got the McCoy family coming in, Derek and Monique, saying that's mentally winning before earning. Yep, and earning is about that. We'll work with love, definitely. And then I see them earlier saying, "Coach said, thank you, sir." So thank you guys for coming in. I see Jay Starlin. I see the Hughes family. Thank you guys for joining us. We love you guys. Thank you for tapping in. So, yeah, that's big time. We're getting on to our next topic, you guys. Having a great show with the great Coach Cedric Cormier before he heads off to training camp in the storm, getting ready for a great season with New Mexico State. When do you know, Ced? When do you know? And what I'm talking about, man, is you've been a player. You've been a coach. You've even seen your son come through the game. So you've been around football for a very long time. When does a coach know what he has as a team? Is it training camp? Is it after game 1, game 3? When do you usually know?
Man, I tell you, I've been around it where sometimes you think you know, but you really never know. You never really know, what kind of team you got until you get out there and you start keeping score. Some adversity hit, like when it really hits the fan. When you're down 10-0 early. Early in the game and things ain't going your way and you got to claw your way back in. Things like that. That's when you really find that out, man. And it's an ever-going cycle. I don't think you ever really just know, like, all right, man, like you got a good feeling about your team, but as a coach, like, all right, we nice over here, but man, okay, you're still worried. That just as a coach, you're never really satisfied. So you never know that. Yeah, you never know that. So my deal with that, bro, like I just try to keep the competition going, throughout the season to make sure there are no 1s or 2s, so when you are ready, because, when you think you're set at a spot, the guy goes down, if yet that other guy isn't ready at him, and that can pull a whole team back, I think with that, man, you just never know because football is kind of it's a crazy game. Injuries happen and things happen, so you just try to keep the competition going throughout the season because on game day, as we all know, there are no 1s or 2s. Everybody out there, you cross the white lines, you're running with the 1s, so
that's real.
Try to just keep that going.
That's big right there. Q, I mean, I know you're not coaching, but you played for many years, man. When you was back at KU, when did you know, like, we're going to be weak this year, or no, we got a shot?
Well, I mean, man, from playing, and coaching, and so many of my guys, back home coaching, collegiate level and high school as well. It's right what Coach said, man. A lot of times you don't really know what you got until, whether it's early in the game and you down or it's late in the game and you down. Now, here's the flip side of the coin. If you do happen to lose that week, now we get to see how they respond next week. That's also how you see too, especially if it's a game that I'm talking about, Coach, where you lost by 3 or you lost. You know what I'm saying? That one, I'm gonna tell you something. If you look through film, it's always either sometimes one play or one series out of all those series that you can isolate and be like, shit, that was it right there. That was it right there while we lost. That one series where we were okay. And that's what we need to fix. But again, it's how do we go back to the drawing board, right? And how do the kids respond going into next week? Do we have our chin up going into next week?
It's two sides of that. You lose one of those, you see what kind of team you are. You win one of those close ones the next week, and you lay egg the next week. Then that's
true too. That's true too.
So you got two sides to it.
Yeah.
That goes back to said, you just never know what you got.
These are facts.
If you win that close one, all right, next week we on to the next game. Next team don't care.
True.
They try to get a win too.
Actually, Coach, it's a third side, because I'm gonna tell you what else in regards to coaching. How else you know what you got, especially you talking about Division I level like we played and we talking about now. It's that first, especially depending if it's in conference, it's that first road game. That's where you find yourself, the road games. When you on y'all know. Tell me how y'all know.
You're not winning a championship without doing
y'all know what it is when y'all rolling up in the Lincoln. It was already ugly anyway.
Yeah.
But y'all, you know what I'm saying? You would think that's what okay, man. Like, man, this gonna be. We gonna have to fight our way up out of here, man.
Gotta win the game on the road.
Yeah, we on the road. So that's that first road game, that first conference road game. You often, as a coach, see what you got too.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like multiple seasons within a season.
It is.
That's
y'all
ready to go for the season now, man. Look at y'all.
Yeah, man. That's how it be. That's how it be. On that first road game, you be like, boy, we gonna have to bring it like right off the kickoff, because we already know we already know where we at. Fresh off the bus, we know where we at, right? And we gonna have to bring it.
I like
it. No, I love it. And I see the great Coach Hughes coming in, and he says it's about how they respond. You're right, Coach.
Yeah.
We got Devin coming in, and KK says aloha. And Oana, we love you guys. So thank you for joining us for sure tonight with the great Coach Cormier. And yeah, you guys, it's like you're always trying to see where you're at as a team. So that's a good. You get a little taste in training camp, get a little taste at the beginning of the season. First road game, and I won a championship with Coach Cormier, a Big 12 championship. We lost the very first game. We lost right out the gates, and ended up going on a run, So very, very interesting. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and this is the lightning round, baby. Those that are joining us for the first time, the lightning round is our version, you guys, of a little word association. We got the great Coach Cormier. He's got 60 seconds. I've got a list. He's got to zoom through my list and tell me what he's thinking. The first thing that comes through to his brain, filtered, uncensored, New Mexico State wide receiver coach. About to go.
All right, here we go.
So let's see what we got now. This guy used to be a track phenom back in his day. I know they're running fast times in Houston, but this 10-2, 100-meter type of guy. So we're going to see how he gets through, which is still fast. We're going to see how he gets through this list. Let's see if he lost speed. All right, you ready to go, Coach?
I'm ready. I'm ready here, T.
All right, baby.
Here we go.
So let me lay out a little more. He's got 60 seconds. The number, we don't just do this for fun. The number's 15, Coach. So if he gets to 15 or higher, he's got a dinner on us. Q is in H-Town, so he can go over there and deliver the money, because his wife probably don't want you coming, Q. So you're going to go drop off the money and let them do their thing. So if he gets 15 or higher, then Coach got a dinner on the locker room show. All right, and he gets one protector left. So 14, he's in the mix. All right, we got him at zeros, and we about to run. All right, first thing that comes to Coach Cormier's head, unfiltered. Number 1, 15 is the number. Boulder, Colorado, go.
College.
Joe Burrow.
Bad boy.
Enchiladas or lasagna?
Lasagna.
Doc Crease.
My guy. The best strength coach ever.
Run from a bear or run from a bull?
Run from a bear.
Marcus Freeman or James Franklin?
Ooh, Marcus Freeman. Dang, yeah, Marcus Freeman.
Favorite place to eat in Houston?
Papados.
Cortland Johnson.
Smooth.
College, Randy Moss or Jeremiah Smith?
Randy Moss.
53 seconds. Favorite superhero growing up?
Superman.
Dallas or Austin?
Dallas.
The transfer portal.
Confusing.
Time. We'll give it
That's
to him.
real.
We'll give it to him.
Them good, solid,
So he was
real answers.
he was rolling. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah,
If
man. Hey, this ain't my first rodeo with this. I know how it go now.
He was
Gotta
ready.
throw out the
He was
answers,
ready.
man.
All
Hey, I'm
right.
competing. I tell you, I gotta-
He's like, I'm
I
not
gotta
going.
really compete now.
I'm not going for the banana in the tailpipe,
Nah,
though.
I ain't getting along with
I want him to win. It's my boy. All right. Let's settle down and add him up. He was close. The number 15. The number 15, the great sports agent Evan Brennan has 15. If he can get to 14, we give him one with tech delay, so they're tied. All right, let's see what Coach did. Number 1, Boulder, Colorado. He says college. Number 2, Joe Burrow. He says bad boy. Number 3, our old strength coach, Doc Crease. He says my God. Number 4, run from a bear or run from a bull. He says give me the bear. Number 5, Marcus Freeman or James Franklin. He says give me Freeman. Number 6, enchiladas or lasagna. He says give me the Italian lasagna. Number 7, favorite place to eat in Houston. He says Papados. Number 8, Cortland Johnson, our old running back. Smooth. Number 9, college Randy Moss or Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. He says, give me Randy Moss. Number
All
10,
day, every day.
superhero. He says Superman. Number 11, Dallas or Austin. He says, give me Dallas. And then number 12, the transfer portal. He says confusing. So with the tech delay, he has 13.
Oh,
he was
man.
very
My
close.
God.
There was a couple of them in there. I think the Marcus Freeman, James Franklin, and then I think the Bear Bull
Those are tough.
might have
Those
tripped you
are
up
tough.
a little
Those
bit.
are tough.
But those
are
were good. That was
Did
a
I
good
beat
one.
Big
Right?
Dre? Did I beat Dre? Did I beat Big Dre?
Yeah.
You beat Dre. So.
You get him on there. You just remind him of that. All right.
And we got some more people we love coming in. We got the great Andy Peak, former teammate. He says Randy
Pete.
Moss all day
Randy
over
Moss
Jeremiah Smith. Cedric Cormier is the man. We love you guys. And then we got Jay Charlotte said, y'all lose the first game. Don't even worry about all that, brother. Or no, actually we did. We have lost to you guys because he was from Colorado State. But I'm not talking about the national championship year. We banged y'all that year. We lost to Fresno State and Derek Carr. Who beat us? I think he beat us, Wisconsin, and Oregon that year. So that's how he got to be the number 1 overall pick. So and then Andy's saying when Andre played the game, he got flagged.
That's Andy P.
Some practice animosity. He got some practice animosity.
That's the Andy Peak I know right there.
There you go. So we are on to our last section of the show. Appreciating our time, having fun with my dear friend, Coach Cedric Cormier, New Mexico State. Check him out this year. Some of y'all might want to play for this man. So keep your game tight. But audience Q&A. So if you're live with us, you got a question for the coach, put it in the comment section. You see we're live and ready to go. But Q, what you got for Coach Cormier?
Definitely. So 14, I got to ask you this, man. You know, I always been talk about the coaching trees all the time. You know, you go back and you see so many great coaches, you know, like the Bobby Bowdens or whatnot, and Coach Snyder's, and you see all the great coaches that have come off of that tree. So my question is, what coaches have supported you or taught you the most about coaching over the years?
Okay, that's so. Man, Q, every year or every recruiting visit, I have a list of I show all the recruits and their families my coaching mentors. Mm-hmm. So kind of who I took a little pieces off of to kind of mold who I am as a coach. And, man, my high school football coach, Coach David Amon, man, teaching me the discipline of it all.
Told y'all.
My very first coach I ever worked for in high school, Coach Dick Olin, man, he was a rival coach of mine, but now he was the one that got me into college. Said, man, go do the college thing. And Coach Bobby Houck in Montana, I got to give him a special shout out, man. T. Wood just said earlier, man, our college strength coach, Doc Crease. man, Doc Crease will give you the shirt off his back. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
He was the man. So I try to take stuff from each one of those guys, man.
That's dope.
So that's kind of the whole thing with me.
That's cool. That's dope. That's dope.
Talk to me a little bit before we let you go, Sid, about a freshman being ready to play. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on you as a passing game coordinator, as the receiver coach who's deciding who's going out there. Tell me, you got a freshman in the room. How do you know when that young guy's ready to step on the field?
You just see it. You know, a lot of times now, the guys too, if he come from a winning program, like I had a freshman this past season, was on the 6A state championship team, and he showed up as a freshman like, this is what we do. This is what I do. And he came in so ready to play. So ready to play. I mean, it was from day one. He was running, finishing. He was doing everything that
like a veteran, yeah,
like a true veteran. But that's all he knew. You know, so he was. So it's sometimes you see it right out the gate. Though, okay, this guy.
Were you counting on him to play, or was that a pleasant surprise? Or?
It was a pleasant surprise. You know, like, all right, this is cool. We couldn't keep him off the field then. You know what I mean? Like, like find a way to get him on. No, we got to find a way to keep him.
Because you see he gonna be a problem for folks out there.
This dude kind of got it. So you kind of see that, man. But sometimes with freshmen, some guys, they blossom later than others, especially big guys. You know, big fellas that are still developing in the weight room and whatnot. I mean, those kind of guys, you project more. Skill guys, and just to be honest with you, it's kind of accelerated a little more faster now with the deal with the transfer portal. You know, are you taking a portal guy versus a high school guy?
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, actually, T, I real quick. I mean, I saw him as a kid from North Shore, Sanchez. He's gonna be getting clock at Ohio State at corner. So, I from what I've seen over the years, a lot of times when you see freshmen, it is often dependent on the program. If they're in a big time program like a De La Salle, North Shore, Duncanville, those kids usually are kids you see as freshmen getting there right away because it's like man, because everyone they working out with in the off season back home, the guys coming back from Power 5 ball in the league, and they coming back home. So again, is it uncles, cousins, brothers, right? Same thing. So they ready. Yeah, they ready.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. We got a question here from Big Jimmy Rucker. Does your coaching mindset change with different positions? Elaborate a little bit more on that, Jimmy. Do you mean just as far as how fast a kid can play? Are you talking development? Elaborate a little bit more on that, Jimmy. Said before I let you go, let me ask another one for you, man. Let's say apples to apples stats. So I got a kid who has produced pretty good. Maybe he's a freshman wide receiver, 30 catches, 6 touchdowns, 400 yards. He's in junior college. I got another kid, 30 catches, 6 touchdowns, 400 yards. He's at an NAIA program. Another kid, 30 catches, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's at a D2, and you want an older receiver. Do you just look at them and just judge the film, or is the D2 higher? How do you look at that as a coach?
First thing you're looking for, like the traits. All right, if he's fat, if he's got the juice. You know what I mean? Well, what's going to separate him? Hey, if he's running 4.3 out there and he's stretching the field, and that's kind of what we're looking for, then it doesn't matter what level they're on. You know, if it's a big guy, if you're saying, hey, we want a big, rangy guy, outside guy that can go up and go make plays on the ball outside the number, it really doesn't matter. So it really is all about the traits. You know, as far as what division nowadays, man, I mean, it's guys that have come from D3 programs, you know, that have went on and had very successful careers and whatnot, got some JUCOs. So you're really about what traits you're looking for. I think that's kind of the motto. I think that's, and a lot of guys go by that. It doesn't really matter what school they're at, because if they fit what we're looking for from a skill set and the trait wise, then we take
what it is. Yeah, that makes sense. That
Okay,
makes sense.
I got you. Especially at a skill position, I can see that even
Absolutely.
more. Jimmy elaborated a little bit more, and then we'll let you go, Coach, because I know you got to go. He's talking more on the mentality side. So when you're recruiting kids, do you have to look for a certain mentality with your receivers compared to maybe your running backs?
Well, I think in a lot of positions now, I'll speak for me at receiver wise. I want to see guys that go out there and go compete every day. And what I mean by that, like play different sports and get out there and all right, does he run track? Okay, I want to go see him out there on the track too. And I want to see him do something. If he's a hooper, I want to see him get out there on the court. So looking at that, I think that speaks to a lot of positions. If I'm going into a school and I'm going to bring a guy back to our D-line coach or our O-line coach, I want to see what kind of mentality that guy has from a work ethic standpoint. Is he a dog? Is he a physical kid? Does he love the weight room? You know what I mean? What kind of coaching can he take? Because you got to coach those kids a different way. Linebackers, like if it's a guy I'm going to say linebacker, I want to see if he's a vocal guy. You go out to practice and the mentality. I know our linebacker coach, he wants guys that are vocal. So it depends on really, you kind of get with the coach's side, see what kind of guys they're looking for. But I also have a good eye for what I think will work in our program too.
Yeah.
Can I ask you more before we let you go?
Yeah.
Where's your filter as a coach on information that you receive? So let's say you like a kid, but you talk to the coach, and the coach is kind of like mid on him. He's kind of so on him. But maybe you had the kid at your camp, and maybe you like the kid. Do you just fully go off of what other people tell you, or do you still take it with a grain of salt?
You also have to check boxes on it all. And sometimes, you don't want you still want to go with your gut at the end of the day, what your gut is. But you also want to get the coach's input, what the coach says about him, and does it. And if you went out and watch the practice, well, you know what, man, I think I could. Everyone always feels as a coach, man, I'll get it out of him. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry, I could get him right. You know what I mean? That's just a competitive nature as us as men and as coaches. So I don't think you take that and like now. If a kid, if you get word that he's late to stuff, he's showing up, you know what I mean, he's got issues off the field, then you kind of pause on him. But if his skill set looking right on the field, man, it's a guy that you really like, you got the character, then you take him.
At your level, you're not talking to parents, are you? Are you open to talking to parents? Or like if hey, I think my kids should be playing more. Is that done at the college level?
Point now where, like I would tell, man, I have a good relationship with parents, but we never ever talk about playing time. Okay. It's just we're gonna talk academics, socially, life. You know what I mean? That's what they say. That's how I've always been with my parents, and that's why I have a great relationship with parents. We don't ever do the playing time stuff and all that. We don't go there.
Yeah. So all you parents out there that love to go tap on the coach's window, that's done once they get to college. And
well, they men. That's the point of getting with your position coach and be like, hey, what do I need to do? Right? That's why I said that's where that accountability comes in. You a man now. If I'm not getting enough burn, I need to go talk to my position coach. Like, coach, where am I weak at? What do I need to fix? Maybe if I'm a receiver, it might be, hey, I'm a burner, but I have a problem catching the ball in traffic. I'm getting alligator arms in traffic. It's always somewhere you can get better. So if you're not with the ones and you feel like you should get more burn, then that's why you have to establish a good relationship with your position coach. That's who you're gonna be with 90% of the time, 95% of the time. That's who's gonna help you get better. And they will tell you, a good coach will be completely respectful but honest with you and tell you what you need to get better on. Then it's on you as a man in order to go in and fix that.
So don't have your girlfriend DM coach.
Bad idea. Get better. You get better.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, you get better. That's on you.
Okay. All right. So, hey, we're going to let Coach Cormier go because he's got a little bit of time. He's got a small window. He's got a lovely bride on the other side of the screen that's ready for his time before he goes to the football season. So, Coach Cormier, thank you for joining us tonight, brother.
Man, always a pleasure, man. You know, I got love for y'all.
My man.
Anytime. Just hit me. And, you know, I love doing this with y'all. We can do this all day long. Now, they don't know that. We can do that all day long.
Yeah. Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. Appreciate you.
Coach is a football guy.
I got to give a plug to one of my players, man. All right?
Yeah, man.
We got this thing, Built by God, okay? Built by God. That's my man, Alan Ortiz, man. Alan, man, the dope kid. He walk-on receiver for me. But, man, he got his own brand, man. It's awesome. He sells these seats. I mean, this is his NIL. He's doing the NIL the right way. I love that
entrepreneurial,
dude. Yeah. He does this stuff there, man. So check him out on his website. Any of you guys there, man. Alan Ortiz. And it's built by God. He got his own. We rock with a Big Al, man.
Much love, for sure. Much love. Y'all pick up
Big Al, baby.
Man.
Big Al's a walk-on receiver there, bro. They get it, and y'all play with a bunch of Big Als. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Because he the hardest worker I got, man.
That's dope.
Yes,
that's dope.
Yeah,
y'all pick up a team from Big Al, man.
Big Al. Built by God, baby. Check out Big Al. We're going to get some shirts, bring them on in the show. You guys represent these student athletes. Do it right. Coach Cormier, we love you, baby.
Right on there, bro. Much love, dog. Y'all be good.
1-4. All right, baby.
All right. So, hey, there you go. I know many of you guys wanted us to have Coach Cormier back on. He's always giving us the sauce cue, and hopefully to have a big year. Some of those kids make some plays for Coach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Like you were saying, you know, right before we had got on live tonight, man. It's what do you say, 52 days? That's nothing. That's nothing, man. It's the right. It's like boys about to suit up, man. And that's a good feeling. It's always, you never really get past that first game jitters. I don't care who you playing, don't matter. You like, man, I just want to get this little first game out the way.
Oh man! Speaking of first game, this photo that you guys see here was Coach Cormier's very first college football game, and he must have had about 150 yards returning punts. Took one to the house. But first games, there's nothing like it. You remember your first college game?
Man, heck yeah, I remember my first game. I'm gonna tell you why too. We at home, and first of all, we playing A&M, right? This back when they had
the first game.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So they did us dirty. So yeah, man, had Dante Hall still in running back, and I come in as a freshman corner, and I'm lining up on Sir Parker. I'm like, oh shit, welcome.
That's the first player you ever lined up on?
I'm like, man, welcome to college football, bro. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. I remember that like it was yesterday, dude. I lined up on Sir Parker. I'm like, all right, boy. I know this fade coming, dog. I'm a freshman, like, okay, cool. Come on with it. But yeah, everybody remembers that first game, man.
Yes, indeed. And got the great Jimmy Ruckus at 52 days. Yes, 52 days. So a lot of you athletes out there, you've been talking your best about what you're going to do this season or how much more you deserve, scholarship offers, attention, exposure. 52 days. 52 days.
That's all you got. That's all you get.
That's all you get. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I know you did. Hey, no off season in the locker room. We got another hot guest coming for you next week. We're bringing you the best of the best in the football industry so that you guys can be gamed up beyond everybody else. All right. Help us grow this community, baby. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Make sure that you bring a friend and allow us to have the best organic football community on YouTube. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. That's big mark in YouTube world. So help us get there, baby. We love you guys. Guru, anything before we get out of here?
Hey, no, just like we said, man, 52 days. That's all you're getting. I suggest you prepare yourself. But until next week, though.